Hi guys, hi! Welcome back to another episode of Talking to You with LeFe. On this episode, we are discussing the live action movie Mulan, baby. Now, y'all know, so this was supposed to hit theaters in March. So I had my eyes on this back, before COVID hit. And the girls couldn't go to the movie theaters. So they released it on Disney Plus. Did y'all pay y'all $30 for y'all premiere access? Child, I know I didn't. No, I didn't. Because I already have Hulu. One. Two, I'm not watching no damn ESPN. I don't even know how to say it. And I'm drinking my tea, honey. I put some Airborne in there. Dropped a little tablet in there. And so we're going to have that throughout this episode. How y'all doing today? How y'all been? I feel like it's been a long time since I actually sat down and came to y'all and just talked a little bit. Well, child, I told y'all I ain't pay my, maybe, did I tell y'all? I ain't paid the $30, honey. I reached out to my resources. I would highly suggest that you do that as well. Because I'm not paying $30. Yes, I'll have the movie forever. But if I have friends, my friends have the movie as well. But if you did watch it, did y'all enjoy it? I talked to a couple of y'all out there, and I was trying to get some feelers out, like what was the general public like? How did they receive it? And I love an underdog story. I love also a love story. You know what I mean? I don't think they showed that in we'll get into it. Let's just go ahead and get into it. But if y'all did not get a chance to see it, I promise y'all I won't get mad if y'all hit pause or save for later on this video, because I don't want to spoil anything for you. But the media did already report some differences. So I'm just going to go over some differences versus the live action versus the animated version of Mulan. But it will be on Disney Plus on December 4th for those of y'all who want to wait and wait till it loads up on your Disney Plus. Why am I going like this when y'all can't even see? So my TV is pointed that way, so that's why I'm going like this, but y'all can't even see it. So okay, so the opening scene of Mulan, we see Mulan's father praying to the ancestors. And as he was praying to the ancestors, he basically posed a question to the audience, and was asking us, like, could you be the one, telling your child that she couldn't be with whatever she wanted to be in life? He basically was like, I can't do that. And I agree with him, honey, because I believe in empowering your children. I believe in supporting them and whatever they want to do in life and whoever they want to be in life. And if my child want to be a fly on the wall, I'm gonna be right there supporting, honey, uplifting and giving encouraging words to my child. Shoot, I ain't got no children yet, but when I do, honey, that's the kind of parental support I want to have for them. And what's really cool about the live action movie, we get to see Mulan as a child. And in the opening scene, she running after a chicken, trying to get it in the cage. And as we saw in the, I gotta remember, honey, as we saw in the animated version, Mulan was already an adult. And so she gets up out of bed, she gives the dog a bone, and the dog is chasing after the bone that's connected to, a bag of food that she gonna, serve the chickens. So I like that they changed that up, because I love to see the progression of a character. And so she was trying to get the darn chicken in the cage, honey. This is the live action version, baby. So during that process, Mulan decides that she wants to show us her skills. Sis, the chicken done flew up on a darn roof, excuse my language, and she went and chased after the chicken. So it was her chasing after the chicken onto the roof for me. Honey, she done flipped onto that roof. She done, run all the way across the top of it. She slips, but she ain't fall, honey, because this is the part that I was like, look at Sis. Honey, I don't know how to explain it, but basically, she done flipped her way all the way down to that floor, onto that ground. And so she slides down, she flips onto a lens, and she jumps down. Her father is impressed. Her father had a smile on his face, baby. And but unfortunately, he cannot show his excitement, his true excitement for her, because, and as we've seen in, this is similar, so as we've seen in the animated version that, a woman is supposed to bring honor to the family by marriage, through marriage. And so she needs to act right and, have control, self-control, and be this upright, perfect woman for the match that, eventually she'll make. And so her mother urges her father to have the conversation with Mulan. Later on that night, Mulan overhears a conversation that her mother was having with her father. Her mother was basically like, I don't think you are tough enough to have this conversation with Mulan. She's not your son. She is your daughter. She needs to be married. She needs to bring honor through marriage. And so he did have the conversation, like he said, and he urged Mulan to silence her inner ninja and bring honor to the family. Give me 1 second. You gotta cleanse the palate. So we get to a scene in the movie where there is a man walking through the desert. I didn't know China had a desert, but I can't wait to visit. It looked beautiful. And as he's walking through, he sees a woman. He don't know if it's a woman, but he sees something in the distance. He wipes his face. As soon as he wipes his face, opens his eyes, she's right in front of him. And she does this thing where she basically enters his body and takes over his body. So that was a really cool twist and a new addition to the Mulan story. And so we learn in this moment that this woman has the ability to transform and to occupy a space or a being. And so she did. She walked right into this specific city that, where he's outside, where he typically sells, like in the market. And she starts attacking. She then transforms back into who she truly is, or so we thought. And then she begins to start attacking the soldiers that are guarding, the palace walls. And this is where the bad people, who we see in the animated version, who are, trying to overtake the Imperial City, in the live action version, they're called the Rurons. And this is where we see them run up in the wall, honey, and start fighting the other soldiers that came to replace the soldiers that were killed by the young lady who overtook the young man that was in the desert. Okay, y'all gotta stay with me now. Now, the woman sees a soldier on the ground, laying on the ground. And she's like, you'll do. She done transformed into his body and done walked her way up into the palace, where the chancellor was telling the emperor about this group of people who have attacked different cities. And she then said, may I speak as the soldier? And she basically put him on game and was like, sis, there is a woman leading this group of people. Okay, no, not leading. I'm sorry. That was a lie. She was like, sis, there is a group of people who's led by Boricon, but fights alongside with a woman. And he was like, child, we ain't got no time for no woman and no black magic and all that stuff. We ain't having that. Honey, go ahead and raise an army. Pick one man from every family and put an army together, and we're gonna go ahead and defeat the Rorons, which in the animated version they were called the Hans. Also in the animated version, the Hans were led by Shan Yu. So they changed the name of the leader. His name is Boricon. And so, let's go on and get to the matchmaker scene. Because this was cute. We see in the animated version where there was multiple girls getting ready to meet with the matchmaker. But in the live action, there's only Mulan getting ready. Right? The whole village watching, honey. I don't like that. Like, why y'all in my business? So in the animated version, we see all the ladies walking up. Then the matchmaker came out and called Mulan. And as she's in the room with the matchmaker, Cricket done jumped up in her tea. And Mulan tries to take the tea from the matchmaker, right? And they get in a little scuffle. She pulls back, spills the tea. Cricket goes on where he's going. Or no, he jumps inside her dress. Then she moving around. She done knocked over the coal that was on fire, spilled the fire. She done set on the fire. Then she done kicked the table up. Girl, a hot mess. Okay? But in the live action version, we see only the mother and the sister, and I would assume it's the matchmaker's assistant in the room for the little, see if she can be matched, see if she can bring honor to the family. But her sister and her notice there's a spider that falls down, and her sister is definitely afraid of spiders. When they were younger, we see in the live action, Mulan doing her sister's hair. That's another difference. There was no sister in the animated version. There was a grandmother who was helping her get ready, but we don't see a grandmother in that live action. So we see that's a little difference. I forgot about that. But anyway, the sister, we see her, Mulan doing her hair, and she plays a little joke. There's something in your hair, blah blah blah. It's a spider. She's like, "Don't do that. I'm afraid." So, girl, a spider done jumped on the darn table. Lord forgive me. And Mulan moves the teapot to cover the spider. And the matchmaker was like, it's customary for the teapot to be in the center of the table, so move it back. And Mulan was like, no, I think it's okay here. She was like, move it back. And she picked it up, moved it back. The spider done jumped at the sister. The sister done got up and yelled. The darn teapots and the glasses done flew everywhere. Mulan does a little, her little ninja. She bring out that again to get them back, and her hair falls. She knocked everything over, girl. It's a hot mess. They run out of the darn matchmaking session. Matchmaker? Yeah, making. I guess that's right, huh? The session. They run out of the session, and then she brought dishonor to the family, girl. Okay. She said she ain't gonna find a suitable match, honey. That's a mess. Ooh, can y'all imagine having to go to a match? Well, we ain't gonna get on that, honey, because, child, I need one at this point of my life. I wish nothing but success for everybody in 2021. So, y'all remember when I told y'all that the emperor done told the chancellor to go out to every city and be like, I need one man from every family for this army that we raised them. So, we see the father basically get drafted, okay? Because he was the only male in that family. And so I want to talk about differences. So in the animated version, the father hands the cane to his wife, right? And walks really tall to retrieve his orders. Mulan done ran and protected her father and was like, no, my father, he's already fought. He's hurt. He can't do it. And the chancellor ran up and was like, mind your tongue in a man's presence. Know your place. And then scolded the father and said, teach your daughter to learn never to speak in a man's presence. Oh, that's a mess. Oh, what time period was this in? I need to Google that. So then we see the father is trying on his armor again, because he got to see if it still fits, see if he still got the moves. And we see as he is trying on and he practicing, he falls. And then it's time for dinner. And in the dinner scene, we see Mulan slam at the table like, no, you shouldn't have to go. And challenges her father's decision. Now let's switch over to the live action. The father sits the king down on, I don't even know what it was. Maybe let's just say a tree stump. For all for all we know, I don't know what it was. Let's just say on the sidewalk. Sits it down and he walks tall to retrieve his orders. As he went to grab his orders, he falls. And Mulan went to jump and, her mom was like, no, if you go, you're going to embarrass him even more. And he walked off, honey. So during dinner, we see the father slam and yell. Like, he's the father, you're the daughter. This is my decision. I'm going to bring honor to my family. And the mom was like, and he stormed off. And the mom was like, we must be strong, because this time, he ain't returning. We all know what happens next, honey. Mulan done goes down. Okay, so let me stop back. In the animated version, she done goes into her father's, wardrobe. And then steals everything, baby. Steals his armor, steals the sword, steals, what else? The horse. Or maybe that was her horse. But anyway, she done took everything. And left her little adornment for her hair. Little thing you put on the side, Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know what it's called. So, in the animated version, the grandma wakes up. And she yells, Mulan is gone. Girl, why you always running your mouth? Why you gotta go and run and tell that? How many of us have some courageous women in our lives that will step in because they know that they will get the job done? They know how to get the job done. They know that they will risk their own life, their own well-being for you. We have some in the world. Ooh, don't get me started, honey. Don't get me started now. Y'all know I can get on a little tangent. Let me go back. So then they, the head ancestor or whoever he was, awakens Mushu. And was given the task, Mushu was given the task of waking the other ancestors. So they have a cute little get together. Hey baby, how you doing? Oh my God, it's so nice to see you. You looking good. Thank you, baby, I know. So the Mushu was like, well, I can go help her. And they was like, child boo, sit your little scrawny behind down. Go awaken the great stone dragon. And he was like, for what? I can do the job. So they threw him out. honey. They threw him out and said, go awaken the Great Stone Dragon. Well, honey, turns out the Great Stone Dragon done passed away a second and third and fourth time because he ain't come alive. And Mushu was like banging at it, and then it crumbles. The statue done crumbles, honey. So you ain't getting a Great Stone Dragon today. Mushu done had to go and protect our girl Mulan. Well, we know in the live action, I think they reported this before the movie even came out, that there wasn't going to be a Mushu. Oh, it breaks my heart to bring this to you. And I know, okay, after y'all see the movie, y'all know that there was no Mushu. And so, but let's go back. In the live action, I don't know how the father know. I guess he was about to get ready, and the daughter, or the sister, Mulan's sister, and the mother was, coming down with him, and the wardrobe was open, and he's like, it's gone. And they were like, who would do that? Why would y'all ask that daughter? Y'all know Mulan is courageous. Y'all know you know who your daughter is. Yeah, so she stole the armor, honey. She left her, so that was similar part. Stole the armor, left her little adornment for her hair to let them know that, she gonna go fight in her father's place. And so, so I love that the hairpin was left in both versions to let the audience know that, Mulan took off with the armor. The next day, Mulan and the horse, they had to stop and rest somewhere in the mountains, and so they stopped. She took off her shoes, her feet was hurting. She done took a nap, and she wakes up to a phoenix in the sky. And so I didn't mention this earlier, but in the beginning scene, the opening scene, when Mulan is, jumping all around and doing all her ninja stuff, chasing after the chicken, she actually steps onto the wing of a phoenix that is outside of, their house, protecting them. And so the father goes and explains that later on in the story, or, in her beginning stages of her life, when he's like, put away that ninja, mentality. And I want you to grow up to be a wholesome woman, so you can be a perfect match for your king. And but anyway, so I do believe that this is the new Mushu for us. So the phoenix is in the sky, and it's beautiful. It's bright, and they do keep the same color scheme as Mushu for the phoenix. So I thought that was really gorgeous. I still would have wanted Mushu, but let's keep going. So we're gonna keep going. Mulan arrives to basic training and stirs a whole heck of a lot of trouble with everybody. Everybody start fighting. They were like, I don't know you, bam, 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 you hit me, bam, da da da. Yeah, throwing bowls out here. And they start to train. And so the next day, they got to clean up all the rice that was knocked over. It was a hot mess. They start to train, and this is where we hear the song, Make a Man Out of You. Somebody said they want to hear me sing a little bit. Let me see if I know the words. Oh. Here we go. Y'all ready? Let me stop playing with y'all. Hold on. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Did they send me daughters when I asked for sons? So, alright, that was a little bit. Give me a round of applause, because, honey, it's hard to come out here to try to please y'all, okay? Shoot, honey, I make the wrong note, honey, then y'all out here in the comments like, wrong key. Y'all remember that video? But anyway, let me get on topic. In the animated version, we see the Chancellor at I guess the general's son's side, which we don't see that in the live action. We see the chancellor at the emperor's side. So, but let me go back to the basic training in the live action movie. There wasn't much of a struggle for the soldiers to get in line and to learn their trainings. I felt like that went by really fast, and I feel like they picked it up really fast. Oh, I forgot to say that in the animated version, the captain was gave Mulan the pink slip. I don't know if y'all saw it, you remember that, but he took the horse and was like, "You ain't made out for this." So she stayed up all night and she done climbed that pole that they had to do with the weights and shot the arrow down right in front of the general. But in the live action, everybody, you know, she was actually the one. They did see her, or I'm sorry, him. You know, but he's representing him, but it's confusing, I know. So I'm gonna say he. They saw him make his way to the top of this mountain. So they had to do a mountain with pail of water. You know, we do see a soldier actually get discharged. Instead of Mulan being sent home, they sent home another man because he was cheating. He was dumping water out and running to the top. And they was like, "Sir, how? Who you think you fooling out here?" Mulan, which the name in the animated version was Ping. And the live action version was Joe. I can't remember. So, I'm gonna come back to it, but it was definitely not Ping. And so she actually doesn't form an attraction to the captain. She forms an attraction to one of her peers. Well, I don't know if it's an attraction really, but you could see there was something there between them. His name was Hongjui. Okay. They get into a little altercation now on the first day. And she was like, "Hold on, what's good?" And she pulled out that, you know, when she get that ninja going, you can't stop her. And so it was very impressive to see. And the general pulled her aside. Okay, it wasn't the first day, but you know, one of the days, honey. The general pulled her aside, was like, "Why are you hiding your gift? I know your father. You cannot hide behind his legacy. You need to build your own. And what's stopping you from doing that?" He basically was like, "You hiding something." And he, you know, ran on like, and then that's when we see her get to the top. You know, he musters up. See, I'm having a hard time. I'm sorry with the he and the she. Musters up all that energy and that courage, and he makes it to the top. But anyway, I like that the attraction was formed not with a superior, but someone on, like her. So can we talk about the battle scene? So in the animated version, we see the soldiers marching on to the next city, and they started to sing, or they were singing, "A girl worth fighting for." And so then we see, as the soldiers move forward, as they're approaching the city, it's burnt down. The Hans done burnt it down, and Shang was like, "My father is supposed to be here." And unfortunately, his father did not survive that attack. And so he was like, "Let's move out. Let's go. Let's get to the Imperial City. We gotta save the Emperor." And so, Mushu done let the cannon go off, and it gave away the position of the soldiers. And so the Han started shooting arrows everywhere. And Shang was like, "Yao, take the cannon, aim it at Shan Yu." Child, Mulan done pushed him over, grabbed the cannon and was trying to strike it because she saw like in her the reflection of her sword that there was a little snow that was on the mountainside that could really do some damage. And so she done went and struck the cannon and then done started the avalanche. And so in the live action version, Mulan chases the Rurons. But unfortunately, she lost them. She didn't know where they went. And so she was in like this mountainous area. And the woman who, you know, transforms and takes over people's body and all that stuff meets her there. And she is in the form of a hawk. And then she then presents herself as a woman. And she's like, who are you? And Mulan was like, I'm Hua Jun. That's how you say it, Hua Jun. Because I couldn't remember it earlier. And she was like, you're being deceitful. Who are you? And she was, I'm Hua Jun. And she was like, okay, so your deceit is going to be the demise of you. And the woman tried to kill Mulan. She done flipped some kind of weapon. You know what I mean? You know those little spiky, it's in the shape of a star, but it's like metal. You know how the ninjas use it and stuff. Well, she done flipped it on her. And luckily for Mulan, she had a barrier, another layer, you know, because she had to smush the boobies down. And so the weapon couldn't pierce through that layer. And so Mulan survived, thank you, Jesus. So, little more, so after that avalanche happened, in the animated version, Shan Yudun strikes Mulan and she's injured, but she doesn't know it yet because the adrenaline is gone. That's what I believe. And the soldiers miraculously survived the avalanche, but Mulan is injured, and that's how they come to find out that she's a woman. So in the live action version, Mulan returns to the battlefield. Because remember, she was, you know, out there. The woman done found her. She was in some mountainous area. She done lost the Rorons. So she comes back to start fighting. Okay? And she got her hair down and everything. She a whole woman. And the Rorons see that and was like, oh my God, a woman. They ran, honey. They ain't had time for that. They ain't had time to stay up in there with no darn woman, fighting. So they retreat back and they start catapulting like a ball of stone, and they put some tar on it and they light it on fire. And then those, you know, they start killing people, honey, in groups. And so Mulan saw a mountain area, and she was like, let me go up here and let me, you know, shoot some bow and arrows. She done did that, killed a couple people, and they were like, you know, somebody's attacking us from behind. Let's go ahead and, you know, get a ball of fire and shoot it over there. Little did they know that there was some snow up there, and it started the avalanche. So then Mulan starts running to go back with her soldiers. She sees her man. She sees I don't know how to say his name, y'all. It's Honghui. Honghui? Something like, let's say Honghui. I think I said something else earlier, but let's just go with that. She introduced, you know, she picks him up out of the snow, lays him down, and she goes, they're like, y'all see Hua Jun? Girl, I'll be making up these names. Y'all see Hua Jun? And then she comes in, she introduced herself, and she was like, please forgive me. You know, my name is Hua Mulan. And the general was like, you brought disgrace to the Hua family. You're an imposter. You betrayed the regiment. Your deceit is my shame. Girl, whatever. So then He was like, the penalty is expulsion. And she said, I'd rather die. I'd rather be executed. And he was like, you show your face up around here again, then you will be. So she, go to the mountainside. She crying, honey. She crying. Then guess who shows up? The darn lady who transforms into a hawk and all this other stuff she does. And she is able to overtake someone's body. And she was like, come on and join me. Come on, girl. I know your life. I've been there. I've done it. I lived a life of exile. And Mulan was like, girl, bye. You fight alongside a coward. And she was like, he ain't no coward. The coward about to take over the Imperial City. And Mulan was like, get that mess on out of here. I know my place. I'm here to protect the Emperor. And so Mulan was like, bye, girl. So Mulan goes back and tries to warn the darn regiment. And the general was like, hand me my sword. And Mulan was like, y'all can kill me, but listen to me first. And Hungwei, whatever his name is, her little boo thing, was like, y'all believed Huan Zhong, why won't y'all believe Hua Mulan? And everybody was like, I believe Mulan. I believe Hua Mulan. I believe Hua Mulan. I believe Hua Mulan. And so he was like, you know what? Your bravery and loyalty gets you to be able to lead us to the Imperial City, so we can go save this darn emperor. And then, we got this today. It's so good. So y'all remember the lady? Oh no, y'all remember the hawk? I think in the opening scene of the animated version, goes, flies, scouts out this, brings back the information to Shan Yu. Well, in the live action version, the hawk is reimagined, and like I said, is the lady. I don't know how to say her name, so I ain't even gonna try. Kyung Shang, something like that. And it's no disrespect, I just really don't know how to say it. I try to pick up on the movie because I watched it about 5, 6, 7 times. I just still couldn't get it. Y'all know it takes me a long time to get something. So then anyway, I get off topic. Well, the hawk flew into the Chancellor's quarters, okay? And then transformed into him. The Chancellor goes to the Emperor and was like, hey, we gotta get up out of here because the Rorons done overtook the city secretly. And he was like, oh, well, go get my armor, go get my soldiers, and let's go and hit it up out of here. Let's go to the new palace. Child, little did he know that was the darn setup. That was a darn setup. So Mulan gets into the palace, finally, to learn that the Emperor was not even there. So she done met up with the lady who turns into the hawk, transfers into people, all that good stuff. Y'all know, I don't know how to say her name. She done found her sitting on the Emperor's throne. And Mulan was like, you ain't gotta do this. You can be a good person. It don't have to end like this for you. Let's come to the good side. You know what I mean? So she tried to convince her, and the girl was like, shwoom, done turned into the hawk, tried to kill her. Because those hawks are huge. And their wingspan is enormous. And they can fly really fast. So she basically flew to the new palace. And she was guiding Mulan, because she knew Mulan was going to follow her. So she was guiding Mulan to the new palace. And so she done rolled up on Burikhan. And Burikhan was like, what the hell are you doing here? She was like, girl, there is another woman who's leading the attacks. She is a woman, just like me. She a warrior. And he was like, he looked over and saw Mulan run into the palace. And he was like, you done led her to me. So he pulled his bow and arrow, pointed at Kyung Shang, and then he was like, nah, I'm gonna get Mulan. She turned into a hawk so fast, flew down there and took the arrow for Mulan. I was like, damn, why I gotta end like that? Like, she was just trying to warn you. So Mulan sees the hawk falling from the sky, and she catches she catches the hawk, and the hawk turns into the lady. And I think we're gonna see more of her. I think she's gonna I think there's gonna be some kind of, you know how there's some rituals and some different things that kind of heals people. I think we're gonna see her again. I don't think that's the last of her that we're gonna see, and I hope it isn't, because I love the idea of two women coming together, joining forces to be even more powerful than one. And so I really think that we're going to see her again. I don't think she's dead. I think they want us to believe that she's dead. So y'all know how it ends. Mulan goes and saves the emperor. She kills Boricon. And you know, she brings honor to her family. But in this, the live action, the emperor has offered her to join his decorated warriors as an officer in the emperor's guards. And so he asked her once, and she said, I gotta go back to my family. I left in the dark. They don't even know if I'm alive or not. I need to go let them know I'm alive. Like, I'm here, honey. And so she did that. And then the officers come to her village, and the father was like, if you came here for Mulan, you gotta go through me. I was like, yes, the whole family's a G. So, oh, that rhymed. Oh, let me start spitting some bars. So then, the family comes, and they bring her another sword, because during that fight with Boricon, the sword done fell into the fire, and it was destroyed. And she was like, Father, I know how much it meant to you. And so they brought her a new one. And on this new one, so on the original sword, it had 3 pillars of virtue: loyal, brave, and true. And so the emperor, as a result of Mulan's, rejection the first time to him, added devotion to family. Not bravery, Laura. Devotion to family, because she was like, I can get home. And so I thought that was really beautiful. Honey, y'all gotta watch this this story. It is so beautiful. It was so beautifully done. I loved that they changed up a little things. I wish we had some of the singing. I really do. I miss Reflections. Oh my gosh, that was a beautiful song. They sing it. They don't sing Reflections. They do play the instrumental versions of it, and I think 4 different times in the movie. So that was nice. But I want to hear some, I like to hear the voices. I like to hear somebody going off a little bit. So Christina Aguilera sings a big song at the end as the credits are rolling, but I wish we had a little more music. I really do. I do like that there was a sister in this film. Look at me still turning to a mess. There was a sister in this live action. And so that was really nice to see her. She actually runs to Mulan and is like, I got matched. He's really nice and he's quiet, he's shy, blah, blah, blah. She was all giddy. Cute. Good for you, girl. I hope there's going to be a part 2. Just hope that I get casted, y'all, because I think I did a really good job at telling y'all this story, okay? Now, I hope y'all go out and tell y'all friends. Go on and tune in and subscribe. Tune in, subscribe, tell a friend, and comment. That's all I ask y'all to do. I love y'all so much for watching. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.